Welcome to the Boyd Autobody Glass, 3 keys of the game. I'm Ed Tate from BlueBombers.com, joined as always by the lovely and talented Derek Taylor of CGOB, the voice of the Bombers on CGOB. West Final, Bombers versus Lions. This is going to be a dandy. And the big storyline all week in Winnipeg is how you handle Vernon Adams Jr. He's coming off such a spectacular performance against Calgary in the West semifinal, and that's something the Bombers have been talking about all week.
Yeah, and how you contain his scrambling is the first thing that we're going to focus on. It's the first thing the Bombers defense is focused on. Vernon only ran for 300 some odd yards this year, which even for a quarterback isn't a lot. I think it was fourth among quarterbacks, but it's the times where he can do it and the punishment that it can give, right? 13 yards on 2nd and 13 when you thought you had to stop is incredibly damaging, even if it's not a 70-yard touchdown run, right? So pressure from the edges, like the defensive ends, Willie and Jackson say, you get pressure and then you retrace your steps. Guys in the middle as well, though, Jake Thomas and Ricky Walker, because that's where Vernon escapes and gets big yards, and thus Adam Bighill. How are they going to keep that from happening? Because honestly, in that Week 18 game, Vernon was, if his arm was this long, they get a first down and they probably win that game, right?
Right. Well, related to that is the second key, and Vernon's got such a dynamic receiving core to play catch with, doesn't he?
He really does. Like all shapes and sizes of receivers. And you saw in that last game, they really tried to go after Jamal Parker. Oh, he's little. We're going to go after him in the deep game. They're going to try to do that again because they have the receivers to do it. So the Bombers need to figure out, okay, how do we take away the rest? The short, the intermediate passing game. When it calls on the linebackers. Doug Brown loves to talk about zone dogs, and we remember last year, Jackson Jeffcoat drops into a zone and takes the ball away from Nathan Rourke. How will they control the short passing game? Those little quick ones where you hit it to a guy like Javon Catoy and he's immediately upfield for 4 more yards. Control that as well, and you force them into second downs that BC is not going to be great. Long second downs, they're going to struggle with.
And then the third and final key, aside from Vernon Adams and his receiving core, is a look at Winnipeg's receiving core, because that's been a big storyline all week too.
We haven't seen Dalton Schoen practice, we haven't seen Rasheed Bailey practice, and we haven't seen Nick Dembski practice. We have been hit with snowballs by the president and CEO. These must be quite valuable. So Dalton's not going to play. The other guys, how much can they play, and how much do the Bombers have to go to depth players to facilitate that? It's the best receiving core in the league in my mind when healthy.
Right.
If it's not fully healthy, BC's might be better.
Right. You know, I don't know about you, but I love these kind of games, right? This is such a good matchup. The West Final, Bombers versus Lions, the same as last year, should be a dandy. For the lovely and talented Derek Taylor of CGOB, I'm Ed Tate from BlueBombers.com, and that's the Boyd Autobody Glass, 3 keys to the game.